Oh man, I'm so sorry, I say, reaching over to help her to her feet. Excuse me, she says, wide eyes startled. She has gray-streaked hair and frizzy curls past her shoulders, but her face looks young somehow, innocent. Once she's on her feet again, I get the mop and hand it back to her. Are you all right? The woman stares at me for a long moment, narrowing her eyes. Michael, she whispers. My heart lurches. Do you know me? I search for something familiar in her thin face. She's sort of pretty in an all-natural, former hippie kind of way. I'm sorry. She shakes her head as if she's trying to wake up from a weird dream. You look like somebody I knew once, she said. Michael. I examine the name, repeat it in my head, but feel no spark of recognition. Heavy footsteps approach. Then a man's voice interrupts. You still here, kid? Turning, I see the dreadlocked janitor. His intense eyes snap at me with intelligence and suspicion. Well, I was helping out with the sets, and my dad hasn't come for me yet. Can you tell me where there's a phone so I can call him? You don't have a cell phone, he says? I thought all you kids had phones. I don't have one at the moment. It broke. And I don't have my new one yet. With his unflinching gaze on me, my lies seem completely transparent. There's a payphone by the front door, he says. You never noticed? I never noticed, I say lightly in what I hope is a charming way. That's when I see something shimmering on the cafeteria floor, where it skittered under a chair. It's a set of keys. They must have fallen off the janitor's belt loop when she fell. I ripped my eyes away from the keys, hoping the janitors won't notice. The woman clears her throat softly behind me. Billy, she says, doesn't he look a lot like Michael? Billy's expression softens when he looks at the woman. Maybe a little, around the eyes. But come on, Sophie, we need to finish up. Some kid just puked in the back hallway. He cuts a resentful look in my direction, as if he suspects me. As soon as we get it cleaned up, we can get out of here. I wonder if the two janitors are a couple. Billy and Sophie, lovers and high school custodians. Michael's parents? Sophie opens the closet next to the kitchen, takes out a huge wash pail on wheels, and pushes the handle into Billy's hands. Please don't notice the keys on the floor. Please don't notice the keys. I was just leaving, I said to them both. Have a good one. With one last wistful look at me, Sophie follows Billy down one of the long hallways. I head toward the front door. I put the heavy black phone to my ear and pretend to make a call. Once the two janitors disappeared, I set the phone quietly in the cradle and slip back into the kitchen, making sure my sneakers don't squeak on the clean tile floor. With an eye on the cafeteria door, I reach for the keys under the plastic orange seat of the chair, scoop them up, muffle the jingle, and stuff them in the front pocket of my jeans. Then I slip noiselessly into the auditorium and ease the door shut slowly so it won't make that big crashing sound. Grabbing my bag of clothes from the place where I tucked it under the seats earlier, I hurry toward the stage, imagining I hear a sound, like maybe a tall janitor wielding a large mop. I scale the ladder to the upper platform in seconds. Curling up on my side, I make a pillow of the clothes Magpie gave me and a blanket of my coat. I stay there on that platform till my heart rate slows down, till the building grows dark around me with the setting sun, until I fall asleep. Chapter 7. Scuffing through the dead leaves and pine needles at the side of the road, I head back to Walden Pond the next morning. I'm drawn there, like maybe this is the place where I can find some answers, which is tough, considering I'm not even sure of the questions. Last night, I slept like a dead person on the stage platform at the school. I woke up in the same position I went to sleep in, my back stiff and no dreams to remember. With Sophie's keys giving me free rein of the school, I took a shower in the boys' locker room and picked out a change of clothes from the lost and found. Faded jeans, a long-sleeved black t-shirt. In the cafeteria fridge, I found some ham and cheese sandwiches, milk, and an apple. My side hurt and was bleeding again, so I let myself into the nurse's office to get antiseptic and bandages. The cut should be better by now, but it's still red around the edges and it hurts to touch it. Worst of all, it reminds me of Simon. In my imagination, Simon is a zombie, withered hands reaching, eyes glazed, blood streaking down his forehead, nubby teeth grinning. Will he be looking for me too, like Magpie and those guys who work for him? But no, none of them can find me here. There's no way. Don't think about it. Walden Pond is a mirror, reflecting gray-blue skies, the pines and oak trees with new leaves pushing out of fat buds. Some people are out hiking, but the deeper I go into the woods, the more alone I am. Walking faster, I break into this little trot, a comfortable jogging pace that just feels good. Maybe I really did run track in my former life, because running feels as natural as walking, as playing guitar, as breathing. Somehow I'm even able to set aside the pain in my side to focus on the running. My legs and breath settle into a rhythm that calms every cell in my body, like meditation, like some kind of drug. Even though my body is moving, my mind is relaxed. A collage of images floats into my consciousness. Snapshot memories of Jack and Nessa, of Magpie and Simon. Thomas. There's Haley smiling at me and Cameron glaring. Miss Coleman. Sophie and Billy. In such a short time, my weird disjointed life has put me in contact with a lot of people. Some I'm glad to have etched on my brain. Others I'd erase in a nanosecond if I could figure out how. Leaves and pebbles and pine needles crunch in cadence under my sneakers, lulling me into a comfortable trance, and in this frame of mind, I try to access the memories that lie just out of reach. Gently pressing my memory to the edge of places that don't feel safe. I think, Dad. Then I think, Mom. The beast inside me twitches in its sleep, but I refuse to surrender, focusing instead on my pumping arms and legs, my breaths, inhale, exhale, Dad, Mom. Like a camera taking a picture, an image of my dad flashes behind my eyeballs. Tall man, dark hair, wire-rimmed glasses, gray eyes like mine, a kind smile. We are outside, Dad and me. We're in the woods building a fire. We have sleeping bags and backpacks and compasses. This is something we do together, something that belongs to us. Now I see Dad clutching a suitcase, waving goodbye. There are no words, but I know he is going, leaving again. My heart clenches like a fist. Don't go, Dad. I almost trip over a fallen branch on the trail, but as I regain my footing, another image floats into my consciousness. Mom, her hair blonde and wavy, face anxious and thin, a half-empty glass of red wine clutched in her hand as she stares out the window, doesn't look at me, doesn't see me. I yell something at her, and then turn and charge out a blue door with a half-circle window. I slam it shut. The window shatters, the glass skitters on the floor, but she doesn't even turn around. My breath hitches in my chest, but I press my memory even further, contemplate another word, sister. The beast roars awake as if I poked it with a stick, and I completely lose the rhythm of running and breathing. Stumble off the path into the small inlet next to the pond, hidden from the path by a hill and a cluster of evergreens. Leaning against the tree branch, wheezing, I peer into green-brown water of Walden Pond. Searing pain blinds me, and I grab my head to keep it from exploding, forcing myself to go there again. Sister. The thing inside me expands, ripping at the lining of my stomach, squeezes my lungs. Sister. It's trying to kill me, wants me dead, better dead than to remember. My legs are rubber, give out, and I collapse on a big dock, doubled over to cradle my seizing stomach. My God. My entire body drifts towards unconsciousness, and I'm falling. No, can't let myself pass out. Have to remember. Sister. Too close to the edge of the rock, I slip on a sludge-coated corner and tumble forward into the water, shatter the smooth surface, and go under. Cold water seeps into my hair, my clothes, and shocks me to my core. I float, stunned and weightless under the green water, at the edge of unconsciousness. The cold seeps into my skin, legs, arms, ears, internal organs, the roots of my hair. But I still I float, serene, not even trying to kick my feet or pull toward the surface. The water is shallow, no danger, not really, and yet deep enough. A calm feeling spreads through my veins like water warmed by a secret hot spring. Drowning would be so easy, so sweet. Then a strange image flashes behind my eyeballs. Open music box, tinny music playing, plastic ballerina twirling, and then I see her, my sister, big blue eyes, long eyelashes, yellow-white hair, pink shirt, one sneaker. The music box grinds to a halt, ballerina twisted to one side, broken, and there is blood. My sister's screams fill my head, jarring me from my peaceful drifting. Save her! Jamming my feet down, I find the pond's spongy bottom and push myself to the surface, where I fill my lungs with cool, fresh air and cough and cough. I take the long way back to the high school, through the woods, away from the streets. My teeth are chattering and my body is shivering so hard it hurts. Icy pond water squishes in my sneakers with every step I take, and my cold, drenched clothes weigh about 50 pounds, or at least it seems like it. By the time I get there, it's afternoon, and school is already growing dark and silent under clouds, threatening rain. Opening the back door of the school with Sophie's keys, I'm thinking of warm, dry clothes from the lost and found, and a hot shower in the boys' locker room. But then I'm stopped short by a shrill beeping sound. It's coming from the keypad on the wall near the door, which flashes the words "Enter code" and a small gray screen. Oh crap. Even though I opened the outside door with the key, there's some kind of backup security system that needs a code. Just a few numbers punched in, that's all. In a panic, I pound a few keys, as if somehow randomly I'll hit the right combination. Stupid. After about 30 seconds, it's all over. The burglar alarm starts screaming, a continuous pulsing wail. The police are probably on their way.